Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida, where it's been super hot and there's been a lot of rain, but just gives a little bit more time to trade and look at the charts. Hope you're all having a great Labor weekend if you're in the United States of America. And wherever you are tuning in from around the world, I want to warmly welcome you. Thanks for tuning in. And if you could do us a favor, smash that like button, and that will help get this content out to more people, help support the channel. And also, love all the comments and questions. I'll get back to those as quickly as I can. And of course, there are a lot of links below in the description. Do ask me, where is my cheat sheet? It is in the description. There are links below in the description of this video. One of those is the cheat sheet, and the cheat sheet actually has all my other links as well, although there are other links also in the description of the video as well. And if you haven't joined our ever-growing community, we'd love to do so. Click that subscribe button. You'll be notified whenever there is a new video that has gone live. Okay, so a couple of things. We had a bit of a bearish candle, weekly close, a bit of an engulfing candle there on the weekly, but the day before on the Saturday was quite a bullish close on the monthly candle. We had a little bit of a hammer candle on the monthly time frame. So certainly some reasons to be bullish, and certainly some reasons to be short-term bearish, in my opinion. And we're going to get into some of the September historical highlights in a moment. Certainly, as I've said on this channel and in the Discord, and if you haven't signed up for the Discord, the most amazing Discord, the Stocks with Josh Discord, links below in the description. I'm in the crypto channel there, and you can engage and interact. But certainly when Bitcoin dominance goes up and Bitcoin price goes down, you tend to take a little bit of a hammering. And that's exactly what we saw happen so far over this weekend holiday. We have one more day to go before the traditional markets open. Okay, so what did we see happen in the news here? Well, the Bitcoin miners decided to sell a fair bit over the weekend. They sold 2,655 Bitcoin over the weekend with around 154 million. So that would explain in part who on earth, you always see these posts, who's selling Bitcoin? Why would you sell your Bitcoin? The miners were selling the Bitcoin. They want to stay in business there. But it has created a bit of a CME gap there. So we have a CME gap up to about 59,500. So as these, in the last 6 months, every CME gap has been filled. So I'm expecting this one to be filled rather than later there. So there should be a little bit of a pump up to at least that level, and then we'll see what happens after that. Of course, we have a key zone to the downside, 54K. And this is an area that I've been identifying along with because of liquidations down at that level, also the $51,500 level. So it's important to hold the support. I would agree with that. And 54K is an area that I'm certainly looking out for if Bitcoin does come down to that level. But of course, as there is a lot of shorts, and the more the market has gone down, the more the shorts build up. And $21 billion of shorts to be liquidated when Bitcoin goes to 70K. So I do feel that Bitcoin eventually is going to get back to that 70K. And I do think September is more of an accumulation period for me. I don't think it's a time to be super fearful. Certainly in the month of September, if we look at a few stats for September here, has certainly been more of a down month for crypto, and then October has been a lot better. But the most frequently recurring drawdown in September for Bitcoin is a minus 7%. So it's not like it's minus 20 or minus 30. People will tend to say Rectember. I'm going to call it September, SU, up. September. I'm going to try and be ultra positive here, and maybe that will help the market. I don't know. You never know. I'd rather go to the optimistic side of things and call it September rather than Rectember. And so September really a down month for Bitcoin. Since 2013, Bitcoin saw monthly returns of plus a few percent, plus 2, plus 6, plus 3 or 4%. And across 6 September, negative returns ranging from -1 to -7, 2 instances of double-digit downside. So, and I agree with this. Across September's, therefore, we commonly see small single-digit downside versus small digit upside. So September typically a month of consolidation. So for me, that's reaccumulation and fits in with the narrative of the reaccumulation. This is why I have my cheat sheet. My cheat sheet is linked in the description. Buy orders are in there and the sell orders for taking profit to the upside. I even have some shorter swing trade ones in there with some stop losses for you for those who want to take the smaller, quicker gains there as well. And then go into timber and halving years. So if we break it down to halving years, 2 out of 3 of the prior halving years, Bitcoin was actually green in September. And so it's just to keep that in mind. So if you just took the halving years, September has been not too bad for that. And so, and I did some data analysis, and what I found was that on average, the September low, the low of the month for September, on average happens 14 days into the month. So generally speaking, if there is going to be a low, a dump, whatever downside, we see it fairly early in September, within the first 14 days. So within the first 2 weeks of September, the average is there. Now, if you break it down even further to just halving years, just the halving years, so the last 3 halvings, 212, 216, and 2020, we had September 8th, September 2nd, and September 2nd. So therefore, the average low for September's in a halving year was actually the 4th of September. So the first few days of September, the latest actually was September the 8th. So it'll be interesting to see when the low is put in for this month of September. And of course, historically, it was always followed bullish price action. So every halving year, when we had that low on the 2nd of September, and the 8th of September, the following October, it did not revisit that low. Okay, so we saw that was the low, that was the local low, and then Bitcoin took off and never came back. So that's just something I just want to give some perspective there into the markets. There's a lot of fear. There's people talking about selling now and buying back lower. Well, if you've done that in 2 of the halving cycles, the low was September 2nd, okay, which is today. And if they sold on the 2nd, then they would have had to end up buying back higher. So there is risk selling now and then thinking to buy back lower if there is not a lower. And of course, there's risk to be had if you hold and then the market really does have a dump. And of course, you miss out on that opportunity to buy back lower. So there's certainly consideration. Maybe there's a happy medium in between where de-risking some of the portfolio in case you buy back lower. And if it doesn't, then at least you have some of your bags still to the upside. For me, my strategy is I'm not selling. I'm holding what I have. I've been buying anytime that there is a dip. Okay, so what we have, therefore, we have some other data here, which still leads me to this whole accumulation zone. And if we see here, the 200 EMA, and I keep telling here, the 200 EMA on the daily, that's your golden indicator right there. So Bitcoin below the 200 EMA is a gift. I agree with that because historically, whenever Bitcoin has been below the 200 EMA, it has shown to be a rock solid opportunity to buy. And then the 365 EMA, which is I don't really use, but it's interesting there, is our reaccumulation zone. And so you can see here, we're going to look at these levels here. They're down around that 54 to 52. The 365 EMA looks like it's coming up around that 54. That's that $54,000 level again. And this is why I'm not super big on just dumping and hoping to buy back lower, because we just may not see the drop that many people are calling for in September. But certainly we saw it as support there, the 365 EMA, and then we've got up to that $60,000 level there. So anywhere between 54 and 60 accumulation zone for Bitcoin. And I would say the same for alts as well. And that's why I've got all those accumulation levels on my cheat sheet to help you out there. So there are just so many coins being added per day because of Pump Fun. And now you've got I don't even know what the Justin Sun TRX chain, the Tron chain. On the Solana chain, people can just mint coins whenever they want. So just in the last 24 hours, 5,000 coins were launched on Pump Fun. But only 74 coins made it to Radium, and only one token made it to 1 million market cap. So there's just so much coins being released and just not the liquidity. I do feel that there will be these meme coins that, of course, will go to zero or be worthless. So you've got to make sure that you invest in the right projects. I have the meme coins that I've invested in, and XRP going to become a meme coin. This is just ridiculous. 8 years and it's still happening. XRP just keeps unlocking 1 billion tokens every single month and dumping it, therefore just suppressing price and causing severe dilution of the token. I got out of XRP and I'm glad that I did. They're going to keep doing this for another 4 years, around 4 years, or just, around about 4 years. They have it. You can do your own research here. Tokenomics matter, and tokenomics does matter. And I've been teaching on this channel about tokenomics and how important it is. And certainly XRP tokenomics is just a disaster. To me, this is just an utter scam coin until eventually they'll be completely out of these tokens and they won't be able to dump them on the market. That's going to be about 4 years. There are rumors of Casper to Coinbase. Now, Casper is neither on Binance or Coinbase, which is really quite shocking, to be honest. I'm shocked about that. But the new director of global business developer on Coinbase is a big fan of Casper, and he's only ever been an investor of 2 other cryptos, which I think are Bitcoin and Ethereum. So is that a sign that Casper is going to get one of those big listings? That would absolutely skyrocket the price of Casper. Casper, one of the biggest performers, one of the stars of this bull run, and one of my biggest holdings, and is in my top 6. And the supply of Casper is in circulation. So there's you can't just keep printing or dumping tokens on people. So that is one of them there. Certainly from the AI sector has done absolutely fantastic. And I'm certainly expecting Batenza Tau to continue to have a great bull run. I accumulated more in the 200s in the dump over the weekend, but you can see the top ecosystem coins by social activity. Tau is currently in second place, followed by Render. In fact, I do have Fetch. I have Fetch, Tau, and Render from this list. So I have the top 3 by social activity, and those are the ones that I'm betting on for this bull run here. Interesting enough, Solana has been my biggest token, and part of the reason of that is because I got in at about 15 and it obviously went up to 210, took some profits off the table. I am slowly beginning to distribute my Solana tokens into other tokens. So as Solana pumps and as Solana moves, I will be distributing more and more Solana into other tokens, into other projects, which I think will have more upside in this bull run. Now, look, I do think Solana can get to $600 to $900, but a $600 price point is only about a 4x from here. Obviously, if we get to $900, we get a little bit more, but I think there are some projects that can do a 10 and 20x kind of returns. And so I'm looking at moving more and more of my Solana into those projects. Of course, at 130, I'm still well in profit on the buys that I made at around $15. So any Solana that I sell into these other coins. I'm still selling at a huge profit there. And then just out here, I did a video yesterday about the whale airdrop game. It's a bit of a tap game as well. The link is below in the description if you want to get started. I do like this. The more successful you are in the game, the more airdrops you'll get from top-notch projects. So it's just, I don't know if there's actually going to be a YRX coin. There is already a YRX coin or airdrops from there, but it gives a thread here. Check this out, put out by the Whale app bot. They break it down how you can earn, but it seems like there's more than one airdrop that you can qualify for, multiple airdrops and ongoing airdrops. I kind of like how this one can have some continuation, that if you continue to do this and you continue to accumulate, there are airdrops, not just an airdrop. So I'd encourage you, if you haven't already started on this one, if you have dead time during the day, that's all I do it. I do it in dead time. I'm not spending any valuable time on these things. It could be a real home run winner. So don't miss out on this one. Don't be one that, I saw you talk about, but I didn't do it, and a month later, 2 months later, people are cashing in fantastic airdrops. You just never know. I've had anywhere between a few dollars to much more than that. And some of the ones that I thought would be the best airdrops ended up being duds, and some of the ones that I didn't even really think of absolutely smashed it. So you just never know what you're going to get. The more airdrops you're in, the more opportunity you have, obviously, to make money. And it's free money. It's just your time that it takes. So I guess it's not free, but certainly if you use your dead time, that's not a bad use of dead time. I know people who play Candy Crush and all sorts of other games that earn them nothing. Certainly this game at least will earn you some kind of free airdrop. So we saw here the monthly candle, a really bullish hammer candle here, close on the monthly. This is extremely bullish, as I see some wicking here. So we're seeing a lot of demand in this area here for Bitcoin anytime we come down into that. And this is where the 365 EMA is around that 54 level. And so that's a level that I've identified as a possible breakdown to level, certainly around that 51,500 level. I've been talking about it for a while, identified it as another possible area of interest if we come down there. Certainly in the 40s, there are some liquidation levels there, down in those 40s levels. And certainly, can Bitcoin go down to there? Yes. And would it still remain in a bullish trend in the bull market? Yes, it would, in my opinion. Certainly would, and I would certainly still be accumulating. But if we were to lose the 40s level there, then I think that could get obviously fairly bearish for Bitcoin. But we certainly see the liquidation levels from about 46,500 up to about 48,000, 49,000. There are some liquidation levels there for Bitcoin there that we could come down and tag here, but we'll see. We'll certainly see what shakes out on the weekly time frame. Obviously, this is a very bearish candle here. Certainly eating up all those gains that we had, but certainly so far this has been a little bit of a bullish start to the week. It's kind of popped up, but we do have a CME gap to fill. Certainly, so I expect that to be filled, and then we'll certainly see what happens from there. The DXY, by the way, has had a little bit of as I said, I saw the DXY coming down here, and until it came down here, I felt Bitcoin would pump. That's exactly what happened, exactly as I said it would, and now we've seen a reversal, and we've seen the DXY come up. There is some resistance on the EMA ribbon there, so we might if we see that broken through, then I would see some more downside for Bitcoin. But if we kind of chop around down here, then that gives an opportunity for Bitcoin to continue to move. The Bitcoin dominance, obviously, is what I'm always keeping an eye on for altcoins. Really need to see Bitcoin come down to the bottom of this channel and then break down this channel. And a breakdown below this channel, I believe, would see the dominance come eventually all the way down to the 200 moving average there at about 49%. That's what we really want to see play out here. So that's what I'm seeing with that. But again, great to have you join for the show. Thank you for all your support on this channel. I appreciate every single one of you. And check out my cheat sheet. It's actually got all of the free airdrops that I'm currently participating in on the cheat sheet, and a bunch of other great resources and so on. Check all those out. And until the next episode, as always, happy trading.